herself. Chapter 2, A New Beginning. The next day, Adeline wore an outfit similar to Gianna's the day before.
An outfit similar to Gianna's the day before, a pleated skirt, polo shirt, and chunky shoes.
Pleated skirt, polo shirt, and chunky shoes. She wished her hair was longer than her shoulders, but there was nothing she could do about it. She got to school early. Her goal was to avoid the locker scene with her current friends. She needed to separate herself from them just for a little bit. Then she could seize her opportunity. A pang of guilt shot through her, but she quickly pushed it down. Emily and Marco couldn't be mad at her just for talking to a different group of people. Adeline sat outside Raven's Pass Middle School. She placed herself near the creepy statue of the Raven mascot that greeted everyone as they walked through the doors. The cement wall she sat on held back landscaped plants, but it was also the perfect place for students to sit before and after school. Not long after she'd sat down, Gianna and her friend showed up nearby. Adeline pretended to look at her phone. Adeline pretended to look at her phone. Halloween is coming up. We have to go to the cemetery, Gianna said, tossing her hair. My aunt says that's the best time to do the game. I can't wait, cried Bea. I can totally sneak out that night. She clapped her hands in excitement. Ada nodded. I can too. Daisy said, should we though? Her voice squeaked at the end of the question. Adeline could tell that whatever this game was, it made Daisy nervous. Gianna snorted. Of course you're scared, she said. Ada and Bea laughed. I've just had... Daisy stumbled over her words. I don't like cemeteries is all. Gianna said, you'll be fine. We'll be there. We'll take care of you. Her tone was anything but reassuring. Would they be there for her? Adeline thought about Marco saying, who needs enemies with friends like these? But then she remembered her plan to be popular and cleared her throat. She quickly looked up from her phone. You might want to stay away from cemetery. Adeline piped up. My sister went there on Halloween one year. Of her friends just vanished. Adeline looked right at Daisy. She was looking for a reaction. She could play this game too. Daisy opened her eyes wide and her mouth fell open. Adeline looked at Gianna and gave her...
And her mouth fell open. Adeline looked at Gianna and gave her a smile.
A small smile. It meant, I'm joking and you're in on it. Gianna held her gaze for a moment. And Adeline started to sweat. Maybe she'd said something wrong. Maybe she shouldn't have stepped in. But then the corner
shouldn't have stepped in, but in the corner.
Gianna's mouth went up.
Gianna's
She
mouth
said,
went up,
I
but she
think I
said,
heard
"I
about
think
that.
I heard about
What's your
it."
sister's name?
What's your sister's name?
Rochelle.
Rachel.
Adeline said.
Ella
Her friends
said.
who
Her
disappeared were
were
named Amy and
named
Grace.
Amy and
But the
Grace.
weird thing is,
The weird thing is,
only other kids
only
remember
other
them.
people remember
Their parents
it.
act
Their
like they never
parents
existed.
act like they never existed.
Adeline looked at the girls with
Look at the girls with
a deadly serious face. She
face.
leaned forward a little bit, and Daisy stepped back. Out of the corner of her eye,
Out of the corner of her eye,
Adeline saw Gianna trying to hold in a laugh. Bea and Ada seemed to find it funny too. Adeline's plan was working. Adeline was getting excited, but the look on Daisy's face sent a shot of guilt through her. Was being popular worth being mean to Daisy? Maybe it was time to stop. Her face broke into a smile. I'm just kidding. Sorry, I just overheard your talk and couldn't resist. Daisy chuckled nervously. Ada and Bea looked at Gianna, who burst out laughing. Then Ada and Bea joined her. Oh, you got me good, Daisy said. It's just, I have heard weird stories about that cemetery before. Adeline smiled at her. My sister did go there, but nothing happened. I'm sure there's nothing to be afraid of. Gianna rolled her eyes. That won't stop Daisy, she said. Daisy chuckled nervously again. Gianna looked Adeline up and down. For one very long minute, Adeline was afraid Gianna would disapprove of her. But instead, she said, You're all right.
He said that you're all right.
Want to hang out with us this Friday? And plan our Halloween event?
Halloween event.
Adeline flashed a winning smile. I have no plans that night. I'd love to, she said. Adeline couldn't wipe the smile off her face for the rest of the day.